Obviously, we're not in the studio today. We're here at Hendry's, your business, which you took over a year ago. You were saying, why did we get in charge of this? What made you decide I want to run this?
So I moved back to Australia in 2020 throughout COVID lockdowns. Came back from Europe after living overseas for over half my life at that point in time. Moved back to Melbourne, where my wife's from, moved into a house that we bought a few years earlier, and really sort of restarted our lives back in Australia. But I didn't really settle too well in Melbourne. I was sort of looking for an opportunity to get out and get out of the city a little bit. I grew up in a regional area, so I was probably looking, hadn't really lived in a big city like Melbourne before. Gave it a crack for a few years. It wasn't quite me. And it was only a bit over 12 months ago that an opportunity came up to get involved in Hendry's as a business. And I jumped on it, sort of got involved in the business. Short while later, moved down to Geelong. And it's been the best move I've made in ages. Yeah. So it was quite opportunistic, sort of the fact that Hendry's come up. It was a ticket that I was looking for out of Melbourne, and I'm really pleased that I grabbed it.
Well, I mean, like looking around, you've got two shops. How many bikes are around here? Because there's a lot around here.
A lot, yeah. We would have, several hundred bikes across the two shops available for sale, but some of them sell really quickly. Some of them are pretty unique as well, so they don't move quite as fast. But it's been great to get involved with Hendry's, and I really enjoy the element of the retail element and getting a kid out there on their first ever bike, to selling a very expensive bike to someone who's super passionate about the sport too.
Have you had any, really, obviously you're famous, but any other famous bike riders come in here, especially?
Cadell Evans is a
friend. Yeah, do you and Cadell get along?
Yeah, we get along. He often comes into the shop, and he's bought his kids' bikes through Hendry's, and he joins our shop rides that we have in a fairly frequent occurrence.
Did you rode together?
We raced against each other for a number of years in our professional teams, and we raced as teammates in a couple of Olympic Games, several World Championships, so we'd race alongside each other quite a lot. Yeah,
cool. What would be the best bike that you reckon you've got around here?
We work with a couple of really good brands. Yeah. We work, our major brand is Trek, but we also have Specialized, Cervelo as well, Factor, BMC. So, we've got a couple of very nice bikes.
This one's Flash. Have a look at that.
Yeah, Anna van der Breggen's time trial bike from the World Championships a few years ago.
That's the actual one?
That's the one she rode in the World Championships.
So how'd you get that?
So we've just launched Specialized as a partner of the business, and they came down here with a couple of pretty special bikes. So the one behind you as well, that's a bike from Julian Alaphilippe, who won the World Championship on that bike. So it's pretty cool to have a few unique bikes in here as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then the one in Ocean Grove as well. There'd be some beautiful bikes in there too. You get obviously a lot of people in here too, because it'd be one of the most well-known bike shop around here. If you don't have a bike, I reckon come in at Hendry's. They've got good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of well-known bike shops in the area, but Hendry's been around now for 50 years. Yeah. So, and I'm only the third owner in the 50-year history of the business. Yeah, wow. So, it's quite a well-established, and there's a great community around the shop. And it's really cool when you have an older person come into the shop. They might be retired, and they'll talk about that they bought the first bike from Hendry's.
Yeah, 50 years
back
ago.
in the 70s, and now they're coming back to buy their grandkids' bikes as well. So it's an institution.
Well, it just shows how quality of a business it is. Is there any celebrations for 50 years?
Yeah, we have a number of sort of events we do throughout the year. We did a bit of a party around Cadell's race at the beginning of the year. That was to mark the beginning of the 50th year of the business. We'll do an event throughout the Tour de France where I'll be remote. I'll be over in France following the race with SBS, but we'll do some kind of party in the shop, and we'll do something later in the year as well. So we'll try and do a few things to celebrate 50 years of the business.